No, over there. Let's go. Over there. Nope. This is very, very cheesy. Let's see. Yep. I'll tell you. Ooh, that's hot. Did you guys eat? Make sure you eat. Eating is good. Mac and cheese. I made it myself. About took 20 minutes of work. Yep, I have a lot. Let's see what this guy has to say.
Major developments and everything that is happening across WWE. And as you guys know, if you watched SmackDown last night, there was a lot to uncover. There was a lot to unravel. However, it has led to some massive WWE news, how it affects WrestleMania, how it affects everything, really. And then we got to talk about WWE not signing a free agent, which I think is the most interesting thing because this person was said to be headed to WWE. And it doesn't look like that's happening unless unless something big is happening that we have no idea about. I don't think a working relationship is happening. We're going to talk about it all right here on The Angle Show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump right into it. Okay, so first and foremost, I actually want to start off with Jeff Cobb. As you guys know, there was reports that Jeff Cobb was internally listed on the WWE roster. There was talks of him going to WWE and joining the WWE and being part of the WWE for the foreseeable future. And then, of course, he lost in New Japan Pro Wrestling, right? So the rumor comes out, then he loses a match in New Japan Pro Wrestling. However, losing in the New Japan Cup quarterfinals really, really made it seem like he was WWE bound. But honestly, there is something that happened last night that I don't think a lot of people saw coming. Jeff Cobb is now the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champion with Callum Newman. And this is strange because unless WWE was planning to work with New Japan Pro Wrestling, if he was signed to the company, why would they put him in a situation where he would win the belt and then have to drop the belt again? However, sometimes New Japan has done that, where guys are leaving the company, they put the belt on them, and then very quickly they drop the belt. I don't know why New Japan Pro Wrestling would do that with Jeff Cobb if Jeff Cobb was going to WWE. However, I think this signals to me that Jeff Cobb is not actually going to WWE at all, which I think is a big blow. Now, right now, there's a lot of people who have not re-signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think that's one of the things that we kind of have to talk about here. Yesterday, I spoke about TJP not signing with the company, but he's working with the company on a freelancer deal, meaning he's just kind of doing his own thing without a contract, and they're still booking him. And I kind of wonder if that's going to be the same case with Jeff Cobb. Or is Jeff Cobb holding the belt, having one little reign before his contract officially concludes? I don't know. That's why this is such an interesting situation, because nobody really knows what is happening here. And the funny thing is, there's not a lot of reports that suggest otherwise. So if you look at this booking decision to have him win the belt, it kind of seems like, hey, he's sticking around. But there is technically still a chance that he could be leaving. I don't believe that is the case. So that's what makes this even more insane. Now would be the best time to remind you that we have a major goal to hit 100,000 subscribers. Over 40% of the viewers who watch this channel are not subscribed. Please click subscribe if you enjoy staying educated on everything with wrestling news. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our next topic. Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton. Oh my God, this was insane. Did they go off script? That's the real question, right? I think everybody wants to know, did they go off script? So if you guys didn't watch SmackDown, Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, it is very, very clear. It is very obvious that the crowd got to Charlotte Flair. And a lot of people are tweeting about it. They're like, dude, it just seems like Charlotte really just gave up halfway through the promo. The crowd was on fire last night in Chicago on SmackDown. And then she has this promo battle with Tiffany Stratton. And it was really crazy because Tiffany Stratton made a remark about Charlotte Flair in her personal life being 0 for 3, which is a reference to Charlotte's 3 divorces that she's had. Now, if you guys were unaware, we don't really talk about the personal lives of pro wrestlers on this channel. That's not something I'm interested in. But the reason why it does play into the story is because it did recently come out that Andrade and Charlotte got divorced. And so Tiffany Stratton pulls out that line. She does the woo, slides out under the ring. Charlotte Flair, clearly disgruntled, she goes and says, well, something about Ludwig Kaiser being in her DMs. And then the music hits. And it was just a really weird segment. But it did a couple things. I'll tell you guys, I'll be honest with you, it did a couple things. But the internal reaction to this was that it was very weird. WrestleVotes previously reported that basically what they were saying in their promo was very, very little. And they did, in fact, go off the script. Other people have come out with reports suggesting that this was planned. The internal reaction from WWE superstars and staff behind the scenes was that they did, in fact, go off the script. Now, WWE has immediately edited that portion of the promo out. So WWE completely took it out from like social media posts and everything like that. That tells me that WWE did not want that being said, especially because Charlotte Flair was recently on some talk shows talking about her life, talking about her battles, talking about coming back from injury, talking about divorce, talking about these personal life issues, talking more so from the perspective of Ashley Flair and not Charlotte, which is her WWE character. So this led to a very, very big blowout on social media. Here's what I will say. This match was something I was not interested in before yesterday. Planned or not, I am very interested in this match at WrestleMania. I am very interested in this match at WrestleMania. I am confused, though. Tiffany Stratton is technically supposed to be the babyface. The move that she pulled was very much like a heel. And Charlotte is the one who should probably be getting sympathy here. So very, very strange, but it looks like they did go off script. And maybe that's just going to make things a lot better. I really don't know, but we'll see. And that brings us to our final and most incredibly big update with Kevin Owens. A lot of people think this is a work. I don't know why people are leaving comments on the video saying it's a work. I don't know why people are tweeting about it being a work. It is not a work. Kevin Owens showed up on SmackDown and he revealed that he needs neck surgery. This led to Randy Orton being told that he's not going to be competing at WrestleMania, and he hit Nick Aldis with an RKO. Now today, there's a couple things that have come out regarding Kevin Owens, and this is just really sad and unfortunate news. First and foremost, PWInsider.com has reported that the injury is 100% real. One source described it as very awful. Another source said that Kevin Owens was looking at doing fusion surgery in the future. It was also added that a lot of the reactions from WWE and backstage was a lot of sympathy and sadness towards Kevin Owens. And it was very clear that this wasn't a storyline. So I want to make that very clear. When we talked about this yesterday about Kevin Owens being injured, we didn't know to the extent. Now Kevin Owens is actually coming out with a huge update on this. And he says on Mom's Basement with Robbie from Barstool Sports, he says that he did an MRI in December. And when he did an MRI in December, the doctors basically came to him and like, hey, like your knees aren't great. You have stenosis, but like every single person does this. Every single person has this. You know, a lot of people have this. It's very common, especially being a wrestler. You're good. You know, and WWE took it to the doctors, and the doctors all came together and they're like, okay, you're fine. Then Kevin Owens said that in January he had a match, and there was a couple moments where things bothered him. They went to go do the MRI, and they revealed that he has some serious neck issues.
What's up? How you doing?
We don't know the situation for Kevin Owens. We don't know what the extent is of this. You know, we don't know if this is career ending. We don't know that, but this is clearly very serious. And you could tell even with Randy Orton paying respects to Kevin Owens last night on SmackDown, this is one of those things where we might not see Kevin Owens again. And that is very sad and very unfortunate. And it's 2 weeks before WrestleMania. They have to pivot. This is one of the matches I was most excited about. So quite frankly, I'm just not, it's not positive, man. It's not fun. And Kevin Owens is one of my favorites. So hopefully everything works out, everything goes well. But We'll see what ends up happening. I don't know what to expect here. I genuinely believe that this was just a really, really shitty thing. And I also believe that for Kevin Owens, if this was like a minor injury, he'd probably work through it. But now that we know he has to go get surgery and stuff, it's just not happening. So Kevin Owens being off of television for a year, maybe two, maybe even longer, who knows? But I do love Kevin Owens, and I think he's such a great mouthpiece. I would love to see WWE bring Kevin Owens in, pre-show panel. I don't know, just find a way to utilize him if you can. I know he wants to wrestle, but find a way to utilize him if you can, because people will miss him, and we want him healthy, and we want him back, just like as we do with Big E. It's really unfortunate, but it is real, and it is serious. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down.
Yeah, that sucks.
Obviously, they have great taste. And from
So what'd you think of Cody Rhodes finishing his story?
I love Cody. He actually gave me the moniker Glampire because this girl that was there, we were doing like this appearance somewhere, and he was like, wow, that girl looks like you. But he was like, but you're just like the glamorous version. You're a glampire. And I was like, hey, I'll take that. I love that. So I ended up using it. But he was great. When I first got to AEW, he hit me up and was just like, I just want to make sure you're all good, you know. But no, I'm proud of him. He took what he had his run in WWE, and it wasn't amazing, and then he left and created a monster of a company outside and become this huge bloody star, an undeniable star. And then WWE's like, hey,
Come back.
come back here.
We like it.
Yeah, we like it. Yeah. And so like I'm just happy for him. He did what was best for him, and he's killing it. I'm proud of him.
So what'd you think of Cody Rhodes finishing his story?
I love Cody. He actually gave me the.
If your teacher gives you too much homework, can you sue them?
I have to read all of these by tomorrow? I'm gonna sue you.
Don't you know there's no limit on how much homework I can assign?
She's right. Most schools don't have laws limiting homework, but if your school has a policy on maximum assignments, you can report her if she's breaking the rules.
But Mike, I can't handle all this homework. Are you sure I can't sue her?
Technically, you can sue for anything, but winning, that's a different story. You'd have to claim emotional distress, and proving that over homework would be very difficult.
Huh. Maybe if you spent less time on your hair and more time on your homework, you wouldn't be in this situation.
Maybe if you spent more time on your hair, your husband wouldn't have left you.
Before even thinking about a lawsuit, report it to your school. If she's actually violating a policy, or if it's harassment, the administration should step in. If they ignore it, then maybe you have a case, but honestly, it's a long shot.
So you're saying there's no way I can win?
Well, there was this one time. A group of Canadian parents sued their kids' school, arguing that homework was damaging family time. And guess what? They settled with the school, and their kids never had homework again.
Mom, Dad, we're moving to Canada.
If your teacher gives you too
I'm letting my dad pick my wedding, but
Stewie's shoe, burn or melt?
I'm gonna say a little bit of melt and then a lot of very quick burn.
Wow, would not have expected rainbow.
What's up, Bruce? Excuse me? Hey, Michelle. What's up, George? What's going on? What's up, Bruce?
Are you kidding me right now? You have to be joking. You need to put Wayne next to the name Bruce.
Good morning, Desiree.
how are you?
What's up, Chad? Hey, phone.
Good morning, Deb.
Good morning, Justin.
What's up, Brandon? Call me by my first name. Give me the dang phone. What's up, John?
What's up, Mr. Patel?
What's up, Katie?
Wrong. Try again.
What's up? Happy birthday, Tracy.
Oh, it's your birthday. We gotta sing happy birthday.
What's up, Carrie?
Not a lot. What's up with you?
What's up, Oscar? Get that camera out of my face.
I need you to please be courteous, be respectful for our teachers and our staff, and not be calling them by their first name.
Okay, Chris.
Seriously?
What's up, Bruce?
Michael.
Okay.
Putting my son's cochlears on the wrong ears to see his reaction. He can't hear when they are put wrong.
What? What's wrong? Oh, I did it the wrong way, Neil. I'm sorry.
Putting my son's cochlear.
Can anyone give me an example of failure? Okay, what else? Wait, what? All right, I'm about to hand out the papers from yesterday, and Ryan.
So our current contract.
I'm signing the executive order to change the name.
So our current contract was up, and we knew that Paul could not compete with the WWE's money. Just wasn't going to work. So we told Paul, listen, our contract is up. We're negotiating a new deal with the company. Let's just say, give us $1 more on our contract of what you're paying us now, and we will stay. We're not asking for you to compete with them, but just give us $1 more. That's it, just $1 more, and we'll stay. Paul Heyman never gave us an offer because Paul knew that it was time for the Dudleys to go spread their wings in the WWE. So our current contract was up.
I'm signing the executive order to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Congratulations, Mr. President. Congratulations, Mr. President. But why are we doing this again?
We're making America great again.
I just feel like the names don't really matter, but okay.
Now I'm signing the executive order to change the name of the Belgian waffle to the America waffle.
Why are we renaming waffles?
We're making America great again.
How does renaming a waffle make America great again?
I'm signing the executive order to change the name of China to America. What?
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Congratulations. Why are you doing this? We're making America great again.
How are you making America great again? By renaming things?
I'm signing the executive order to change every word in the English dictionary to America.
What? You can just change every word in the dictionary. America, America.
America.
Was the broccoli and Brussels sprouts really necessary?
How's the broccoli?
Putting Jack Daniels in my parents' coat.
If my parents aren't yelling at each other, sometimes they'll eat lunch together. But it's Friday, so I decided to spice some things up.
Just to get in my way, like you can't see that I'm fucking doing something. You're participating in what?
I like a little avocado with my sandwich, okay? Thank you for making my sandwich. You're the best. You know what else is good? This avocado. You're missing out. I don't know why you don't like
My God, every fucking time. What is it, fuck Corbin?
No, you put some. Oh my God!
You're gonna love it. Oh yeah!
It's Friday. We're gonna get back. Cheers to that, Dad. Cheers to that.
It's shit to do.
Yeah, get drunk.
Calm down.
Calm down.
At least it's not soy sauce. It's proper mixture too. Don't you like it?
Oh, okay.
I think it's good.
Yeah, let's
You
just
don't
sit
want
here
it?
and get fucked up. Where's the whole
Now
bottle,
you're
Corbin?
talking.
What's up, Jessica?
Yes.
What's up, Melinda?
That is Mrs. Gregg to you.
Hi, Micah.
Biggity. Ultimate fart blaster. Girls that I would replace my girlfriend with. Okay. Babe, please
No,
say
I'm
it.
not gonna say
Babe,
it.
please, it's been so long, please.
Peter, the horse is here.
Girls that I would replace my girl.
Oogle goggles. Augmented reality.
The movie's toned down. It has to be a family.
Okay, Neil get pizza and Dad I get ice cream.
I love pizza. You ice cream, ice cream.
Okay, which ice cream do you want?
When you try out a new barbershop for the first time.
Yo, he's not gonna rip my shirt off like that, is he? Oh, shoot. Glad you said that. Reminds me, I gotta take my shirt off. Wait, what? Why are you taking your shirt off? So you don't rip my shirt off again like you did last time. Ruin my favorite shirt. What does that do? I don't need to get that done, right? I'm just trying to get a haircut. Listen, man, at this shop, they pride themselves on their service and doing more than just a haircut. I'm really not trying to get my back hit with a hammer, though, bro. I just stopped in here to get a haircut. Yeah, well, this is how they get down at this shop, bro. I can't front, though. It does feel good. How much do they charge for a haircut in here? $150. $150? Yeah, bro. And you're gonna be in the chair for at least an hour, hour and a half. But he just started, though. So you telling me I gotta wait at least another hour, hour and a half before I even sit in this chair?
Yeah, bro. I be blocking my whole day off when I come here for a cut. Last time I waited 6 hours.
When you try out a new barbershop for the first...
Did you wrestle? So in high school, I did wrestle. I was not good. I was absolutely terrible for the first few years, and I finally picked up wins in like my senior year. But I wanted to be a pro wrestler. And I trained when I was 20 at a school called the Squared Circle in Toronto.
Okay.
And it was the summer between my sophomore year and my junior year. Do I continue with school?
Right.
And get my communication studies degree? Or do I continue with wrestling school?
Right.
And I was like, which one do I do? And I was like, I'm going to get my degree. Wrestling will always be there. And now I got to say, Maven, I'm super fortunate that like I can still do stuff that is involved with wrestling and dip my toe in every once in a while as a ring announcer or as something like that.
But do you ever want...
So we have been trying to teach Neil his family members' names, and I think he finally has it. Neil, who is this? Oh, it's Zico. Where's Zico? He's over there somewhere. And who is this? Coda. Yeah, it is Coda. Yeah, Coda's sleeping. He's sleeping. Who's that? Abella? She's not here. Yeah, Abella's not here. You're right. She's in school. Who is that? Mama. That is Mama. And who's this? Your favorite person? Dada. Yay! Oh, wait. We got one more. Who's this? Neo. Zio. That's how he says it. Good job. You know everybody's name. Are you really good at this? You want to go play with cars? Okay, but can you turn off the camera? We're all done here. Say bye, guys. Bye.
Let me get some more. Show you guys how creamy this shit is. Come on back. Sorry. Look, that mac and cheese. Nice and creamy. Nope.
WWE has already had a busy 2025 when it comes to signing free agents and having them debut on either the main roster or WWE NXT. Well, it looks like they're not going to be slowing down anytime soon, as WWE reportedly could be set to sign up to 6 new free agents. We'll let you know some names that could be on their way to World Wrestling Entertainment in this countdown video. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of stories to get into. Let's get into this countdown video. But before we do, as always, a reminder, you can join the WN365 roster. All you got to do is click the join button or the link in the video description. There'll be a QR code on the screen on the sidebar very shortly. You can scan that, you get your badges, your emojis, and your exclusive members-only content. And whilst you're looking at the sidebar, you can see all of the details when it comes to upcoming watch-alongs and post-shows, including AEW Dynasty this coming Sunday. In addition to that, WrestleMania Nights 1 and 2 will be doing an NXT Stand and Deliver watch-along, as well as select episodes of Raw and SmackDown with dates to be announced coming soon. So, WWE, they've been busy in 2025 so far, signing a litany of free agents that include the likes of Penta, who went on to debut on WWE Monday Night Raw, or Ricky Starks, who was then rebranded into Ricky Saints. He's the current NXT North American champion after debuting on WWE NXT. And it looks like they're not going to be slowing down anytime soon when it comes to signing new names. So let's get into some names that could be set to join WWE in the very near future. Let's begin with a report that came out just yesterday at the time of recording this video, and that is the return of Rusev, also known as Miro in AEW, to WWE. Now, of course, Miro, Rusev, whatever you want to call him, previously was in WWE, but it looks like indeed he is now back with the company after recently visiting the WWE headquarters this week. Now, this is just 2 months after his AEW exit. Of course, former TNT champion Miro, during his time of All Elite Wrestling, has indeed signed with WWE, according to PW Insider. Now, he was absent from AEW programming for the entirety of 2024. It was confirmed just a couple of months ago this year, in early February of 2025, that Miro had been granted his release from the company. Now, he had actually requested his release sometime last year. He hadn't been seen all that much on AEW program for quite some time, really since he dropped the TNT Championship. Now, there have been speculation running rampant over his future ever since he was officially let go by AEW. And PW Insider reported this week, at the time of recording this video, that the former Rusev has indeed put pen to paper and signed with WWE 5 years on from his departure in 2020. Of course, he was previously on WWE's main roster from 2014 until 2020. He had a little bit of a time with NXT as well prior to that. He was released in 2020 as part of budget cuts associated with the COVID-19 pandemic. He also wasn't necessarily happy with how he was being booked on the main roster during that period of time. According to PW Insider's report this week, Miro has been seen visiting WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut all day on April 2nd to really set the stage, what they're calling it, for his return. He was spotted by multiple sources. Now, when it comes to that, there was no specific details regarding as to when we can expect to see the former Miro make his return to WWE television now that he's back under contract. But this is one name that seemingly is on his way back to WWE, and he's someone that's wanted to go back to WWE seemingly for quite some time. Yes, he did agree to a contract extension back in 2022, signing a 5-year deal, but we just never saw him for a variety of reasons, whether it be creative issues, turning down creative pitches, injuries, issues backstage, personal problems. It always felt like ever since Triple H got in.
Triple H, that's good. Bye, guys. I'm gonna come back later. Take care.